Well, there are literal values you can use for characters as well, for the char data type. If you have a char and you want to set a value to it, what we use is a character literal, and that's composed as a single quote, whatever the letter is, followed by another single quote. So single quotes are how we describe a character literal. A char only allows you to store one character. On the next page, we'll talk about strings where you can have multiple characters. Well, as I said a few pages back, chars are actually stored as Unicode values behind the scenes. Unicode gives us a means to have a number to represent a letter, and it's big enough and that it works with 16-bit numbers that you can have just about every language out there. You have a code point for every one of their letters. So I went back to the Greek chart here, and if I find that omega letter again in here somewhere, where's omega? There it is, 03A9. Zoomer down here is the character code, or well, the hexadecimal character code for the omega symbol. And they have some other ones that are that you could look up if you dug deep into these various charts. For example, if we were to go into the, I think it's the Latin supplement, you'll find things like the sense character, or you'll find the N with the Enya on top of it. So let's take a quick look at the Latin supplement. There's a sense character. We can look at that. 00A2, or the upside down exclamation point, 00A1. If you have the hex value and you want to declare that using Unicode symbols here, what you can do is you can declare your variable, middle initial, set it equal to single quote \u and whatever that value is, 0041. That would be a capital letter A, or 03B8. I don't know what that one is. Maybe it's described above. I don't exactly see it. But anyway, the theta symbol, apparently based on the declaration to the left here. So if it's a symbol that doesn't occur on your keyboard and you want to store that into a character, throw inside the single quotes \u and the hex value that you have right there. And that'll provide for you the ability to set the value to that character. If you just use a normal old number, like the number 65, so that's actually the value for the letter A, well, that's how we'd store it if all you had was a decimal number rather than a hex number. So let's try a couple things just to see what happens. I'll go back to my quick little example here. I'll say char letter equals, and we'll put in 65, and then we'll print out the value of that variable. So I'll run this thing through. And interestingly enough, down in the console, when it runs, it prints out the value of the letter A. So if you have a numeric literal, like 65, and you store it into a character, char, when you try to access that as a character, it shows you the character that number maps to. So that's if you have a decimal number. If you have the hex value, then you'd go ahead and use the single quotes with the \u 0041 in this case. That's, well, 65 maps to hex value. And again, you'd have that letter A. Perhaps we'll try that theta. It was 03B8. I don't know if the fonts in Eclipse will even display a theta. We'll see. Save it. Nope. It gave me a question mark. It didn't know how to display that particular character. Maybe we'll have more luck with a euro sign. Maybe not. But let me try 20AC for the euro sign. Yeah, a little better. We got a symbol right there. So anyway, if all you got is the hex value, throw a \u in front of the declaration. If you actually know the letter and you have it on your keyboard, you can either type in the letter, like we do here with capital A, or if you know the character code is a decimal value, you can just type it in as an int literal, and that'll do the conversion behind the scenes.